today we are going to be making chocolate chip peanut butter oatmeal bars. Today is just one of those days. I'm not really having it. I'm not in the best of moods. Clearly my sweet tooth is saying, eat some dessert, eat some dessert. Ladies and gents, that is exactly what we're going to do today. I've laid out all the ingredients so that we can make some chocolate chip peanut butter oatmeal bars. Let's just put up my hair because I need my thinking hair, and no one really likes hair in their oatmeal bars. Hi, my name is Lisa. I am the founder and food blogger behind Secret Crunch. While we do specialize in cookies, I am all about making desserts extra easy and extra accessible. So today we are going to be making chocolate chip peanut butter oatmeal bars. Really not too far off from a chocolate chip cookie, but when I say that these are thick, they are thick, full of flavor, and the peanut butter really adds like that nuttiness to it. Let's get started. And also, I would never leave you guys hanging. When you want the full recipe and you're ready to make this, I have a full recipe blog post and I'm linking it just down below. So I started off with both of the sugars, and so we have 1 cup of brown sugar and half a cup of granulated sugar. Got 3 eggs. Also need 1 cup of butter melted and a 1/4 cup of peanut butter. You choose smooth, crunchy, natural, whichever one you prefer. Also, 1/4 cup isn't like the exact measurement. You can go less, you can go more. It's really ruin the integrity of your oat bars. If you want more peanut butter flavor, then definitely add a couple more tablespoons. Because don't forget, 4 tablespoons is equivalent to a 1/4 cup peanut butter. So that means in this standard recipe, we're putting in 4 tablespoons of peanut butter. The serving that I have here, it's probably a little bit more.
Okay, so here we go with the wet ingredients. In goes the butter. When I'm baking, I'm always starting with my sugars and my butter. And when you mix them together, you want the consistency of wet sand. Then in go the rest of the ingredients. Normally, I'd be mixing all of this with a wooden spoon just because it's so much easier, but my son somehow lost all of my wooden spoons. He likes to play with them over his toys, which I really don't get, but you know, that's motherhood. Everything is looking great so far. Look at that batter.
Technically, you could be making your wet ingredients in one bowl and then stirring all of your dry ingredients in another bowl. And while I'm strict about that when it comes to cakes and cupcakes, for cookies, for oatmeal bars, for cookie bars, I'm really not too worried about it. I'm going to be making this a 1 bowl recipe. So now that we have all of our wet ingredients mixed in, we're going to be adding in our dry ingredients, and all the other components will be folded in. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I love going for 1 bowl recipes just because this is our kitchen. Pretty small, raising a family of 4 in a condo that's slightly larger than 1,000 square feet. While I'm a home baker, I'm really well equipped with good product, good appliances, and good cooking supplies. I try to be minimalist in everything that I do. So that's with my decor, with the things that we have in the house. We buy good quality, but in small quantities so that we don't overwhelm our space. 1 bowl it is. This is how we're gonna do it. The goods for the dry ingredients. So you're gonna need 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour, some salt, you need some baking powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We're gonna be putting everything into the mixture that we already have with the eggs and the sugars and the butter. The way that I like to do it is I like to add in the dry ingredients and then I'll kind of mix everything in. That's how I do it with the 1 bowl recipe.
Okay, so here we go with all of the dry ingredients. That's the baking powder going right in. For the cinnamon, I tend to eyeball that. Now remember, this is a 1 bowl recipe, so everything just kind of gets folded in together.
Look at that beautiful batter. The pull when you're mixing it all in, that's totally normal. So remember how I mentioned that we were going to do the wet ingredients, dry ingredients, create that batter, and then fold in the rest of the components. This is what I mean. So we have our batter ready, and next are the oats, and finally the chocolate chips, and then it's pretty much ready for the oven. What you're going to need is 3 cups of large oat, 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. Now, my golden rule for chocolate chips is that I kind of eyeball it and I kind of see how much is covering my batter because I do love chocolate chips. But just for balance and everything, 1.5 cups will surely do the trick.
So I used large rolled oats for this recipe. That is my favorite type of oats to use when I'm baking. Okay, and here come the chocolate chips, and I am eyeballing You know my philosophy, use as many chips as you want.
So when it comes to preparing brownies and bars, I really like to line my pan with a parchment overhang. You get it so much more when it's straight out of the oven. Yanking it out of the pan onto the cutting board, just slicing it or cutting it into the bars or the squares that I need them to be cut in.
Okay, so you're gonna plop in all of your batter in your lined pan. I use 2 spoons for this because it is just so much easier. And you wanna pat it down just so that everything is nice and level. And now it is ready for baking.
This is all ready to go in a 350-degree oven for about 30 to 35 minutes, but do keep an eye on it because you don't want it to burn, obviously. Simple poke through the center with a knife or a toothpick just to make sure it's all baked up and ready to go is the key to making sure that it's baked through. See you in 35 minutes.
Oh, see, there's a hole I poked just to make sure it's baked.
I'm a lot more calm now. My hair is down. I am ready to eat because this smells so good and I can't wait to just indulge and dig in. I think I deserve it after having the day that I had. It was just, it needs a sweet treat. And I know that maybe nutrition-wise, I shouldn't be turning to sweets or desserts whenever I'm having a bad day, but This is girlhood. So remember what I was talking to you about with the parchment overhang with bars and brownies of the sorts, and how it's just so much easier to grab it, put it on the cutting board, and then cut? This is exactly what we're going to be doing.
See, this is what I mean by the parchment overhang. I was able to just take it right out of the pan. And now it's ready for cutting and serving, and look at how beautiful she came out. It is so thick, it is so decadent, and look at that slice filled with chocolate chips. It came out just perfect.
Okay, can we just talk about how absolutely thick she is? Chocolate chips that I included in there, I told you I wasn't being cheap with it. It's like smothered, and you can see the peanut butter, the creaminess. It's so good fresh out of the oven. It's still really good when it's already cooled down. Keeps in an airtight container for about 3 to 5 days on the countertop. Make that a little bit longer if you place it in the fridge. I'm just gonna eat this all day.
If you like this recipe, be sure to subscribe for more baking inspiration.